All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris here, Better Investing. Happy Tuesday. Today is February 24th, 2026. Let's just talk about the market again. I wasn't really here today, but I still caught a crazy ass move. As I mentioned, I'm pretty busy right now. This is my busy season. And, in the past, I've actually struggled, trying to trade when, I'm kind of busy. Make sure I'm not on any calls or anything. Yeah, I've actually, really struggled, trying to trade and like be really, really busy at work. I'm talking when I say busy, I mean I'm on calls. Like the call is 7 hours long. It's walkthroughs of like processes. So it's a lot. So I'm not really. I don't know what the fuck happened in the market for the most part. But looking at the action here today, I mean, I haven't really done shit. And I feel sorry for anyone who's kind of trading spot. I don't know. Maybe spot was a nice little bounce on a little undercut of yesterday's lows. I guess that's the question to ask. Was that a nice area? Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, it kind of just undercut it yesterday's lows and blast off. I think for me, I'll probably be looking somewhere here, right? If I would like turn on, let's do this. Let's turn on the moon extended. Yeah, I'll probably for me, kind of seeing this earning. This kind of reminds me of last Friday. I don't, but not on SPY, but I think it was on QQQ. Was it last Friday? Or was it last Thursday? No, it was last Friday. Yeah, we kind of undercut it right here. Kind of undercut at the lows. Well, no. On QQQ we did, but not SPY, right? So let me just show you that. Show you that real fast. So on QQQ, last Friday, that's what it looks like to me. I don't know. We're going to find out. I'm pretty sure I'm not tripping. It happened so fast, though. Yeah, last Friday. Hold on, what's going on? Here's Friday. All right. Let's do this. Yeah, so last Friday we kind of undercut at the lows, and then we kind of had a nice move up. I mean, this one was definitely a more challenging one to take. I mean, not really. I mean, you got a crazy move all the way up to 610. Maybe a RB, your stop period. Probably definitely go longer dated. You don't want to go short dated with that. But it had a nice sick ass move. But I think that was really about all you had there on that move. So going back today, and going back to, let me see. Hey, going back even today, looking here on QQQ, we had a nice little undercut of not really of yesterday's lows. That those are still Friday's lows. All right, what's this level? Can't know. I don't know where I get that level from. 599, pretty much like 600. But yeah, I mean, it's very similar today, what you had on SPY, what you had on QQQ on Friday. Nice little pullback here. I mean, this is a nice little ad if you wanted to get in. Put your stop below here. 2-to-1 risk to reward. The one thing I think about, is like, you always think about the, you're trying to take it up to the previous high, so the high of day. And that will take you to about right here. I mean, about a 1.8. I mean, that's not a bad risk to reward. I mean, it's not a 2, but I mean, you can't. It's not too bad. You can probably even tighten up your stop. Put it right below here, right below the opening of the candle. I mean, if that where it invalidates for you, that's where it invalidates. Very similar. Nice little pullback here on the 5 minute to the EMA9. But overall, I mean, looking at SPY real quickly, looking at the hourly. It's just going to take off some of this stuff. Not really doing much. Sitting here, I just kind of chopping really. Nothing too crazy. I don't know. Again, I wasn't really active today, but I did make some money. But yeah, I think I'm not even gonna go over too much today. I probably need to look at some shit, and go from there. I did buy some more hymns yesterday after the bell around like 1440. And I wish I would have got some today. I think it hit like the low 13. Okay, not the low 13, but it did hit a little 13. I just added some, I think for me, like I said, like this shit that's going on right now with, the AI, the Claude, the Substack shit. I don't know. I think it's stupid. I think the market is selling because the market is selling. That's all you know. But I'm just looking around real fast. I know some things have reported. I think I've seen FSLR get fucking smoked. Um, Maybe if I do this FSLR, um, golly, yeah, this thing just got absolutely smoked. Um, Down 10%. Probably it's not dragging down others. Yeah, it's probably gonna drag this down. Um, yeah, I don't really know what really moved in the market today. Again, I played early in the morning. I think I had hit what I hit. I still have it up. Hold on. Early in the morning, I didn't have to talk, so I was able to just sit on the call. And what did I hit? Hold on. Looking here at my trades. Early in the morning, I took a little scalp on AMD. What AMD do this? I know AMD has some crazy ass news. It all the way up to like 227. I was watching that. And I took a little scalp here. I didn't really play around with it too much. I think I just was able to get in really early. Honestly, I just slapped it. Honestly, I didn't make a killing or anything like that. I think I grabbed like 50 shares or 100 shares. I don't know. I just felt like this move was just kind of overdone. I mean, I felt like this could be a potential like just quick sell. I mean, this is nothing. I probably was gambling. I'm not even gonna hold you. But yeah, that was just a nasty fade up. All the way up to 227, and literally just faded right back down. I mean, it did kind of come back towards the end of the day. I mean, that was some crazy news to hear. I think I did see that. Their the play that they had with Meta, but yeah, that's really it. Percentage gainers. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I have a lot to really talk about, folks. Let me see. This is like my watch list. I had anything here. Yeah, I want this to just keep gapping up. Give me three gap ups in a row. I think I'm gonna try it. And I started looking at it. I think this day I didn't take it because it was an inside day. The spreads are a little funny in the morning. I seen that. The spreads are definitely a little wide, but they do tighten up later in the day, and you can kind of see that if you look at the chart. Let's see real fast. Maybe not. Definitely not a 2 minute, but if you go to like a 5 minute, I think it was when I kind of noticed it. Like all this right here, the fucking spreads were wonky. But then after 10, it kind of got a little tight. I just remember that. As you can see, it starts getting wonky again. It doesn't really trade a lot. So I think I probably just fucking leave this alone. If I do trade, I'm just going to tell myself I don't need many shares. I mean, it has a $31 ATR. I mean, you can do something with 10 shares and collect $300. It's A10. It was something I was watching. Nasty. I mean, just nasty. This BIIB don't look too bad. This right here still looks really good. I tell people this. God damn, this what today? I did not have an alert. Just gonna throw this in my chat real quick. Damn, that's nice. I'm trying to see like if you would have brought it over the high today, over yesterday's high, like would you have got like I'm trying to see like what would you have been risking? Like, would you have got stopped out right there? No, that's sick. God damn. Right through the fucking highs. Just gotta hit it. Risking 7 cents? God damn. And this is something you can go in with 700 shares. Just risk all day. Like if it's gonna work, it's gonna work. I mean, the better thing would be putting it, at yesterday's lows, right? So you're thinking of that, right? See if you hit it here, you're risking 50 cents. And you got $1. It's 2 to 1 risk to reward. That's pretty dope. What the fuck? Why did this come out? I didn't ask this to come out. See here. But yeah, I mean, this was something I was definitely looking at. Damn, like you said, I don't have an alert. God damn, how the fuck did I not have an alert here? Sorry, folks. I'm just typing up some shit. Shit, that motherfucker looked good. But yeah, I mean, it's just something I was looking at. Fortunately, did not get a piece of that. That's fucked up. I need to add BNY here. BNY is not on this list. But yeah, um, yeah, I really don't have a lot to like. I keep saying the same thing over and over, right? Don't really have a lot to talk about. Um, I want one more day. Give me one more day of just kind of tightening up, maybe undercut. But tomorrow I'm gonna have time actually, because I don't talk until like later in the day, so I can bullshit around. Um, but yeah, all right. Anyway, I'll go over the one good trade that I have today. Well, the really really fantastic trade that I have today. We'll talk about that really fast. So I was able to catch this move here, and it was funny that I wouldn't say it was funny, um, but I think I looked at MU. They did the same thing. Like MU and this stock did the same thing. Like when I was looking at it, they both had bounced off the EMA 9. That's the first thing I had noticed. That they have both had. Maybe this one didn't, or did it? I thought it did. I remember I looking at it here. So I don't. That definitely not here. It was here. Maybe it wasn't with the. I thought this had bounced off the EMA 9. I guess it did. But I know SNDK did. SNDK had bounced off the EMA 9, but I remember looking at both of those, right? Because they kind of go together. And this one for sure, I remember this being on the EMA 9. I don't know why it's not showing. Maybe if I do, I don't know. But I know it came close enough. I know it came close enough to the EMA. Maybe if I do replay, what's the replay? Let me go back here. Where's the fucking EMA 9 at if I go back here? I mean, pretty much. I just remember being near the EMA 9. Like I count that as a bounce. But I was able to get a really, really, really good entry, right here into this red to green spot. I mean, if you look at that, I mean, what does that look like? Now, yeah, this is a strong stop, but I'm playing intraday price action. I see a big dump right from the beginning, right? And the market's going up and this is going down, right? There's some selling occurring. And you can just kind of see, this bear flag intraday forming. Now, do these work a lot in a bullish market? Fuck no, right? But the market's choppy. The market's a little, you know, no one wants to hold their butt cheeks. This is kind of how it looks, right? It's kind of a bear flag, but that pattern recognition comes from remembering what it did a few days ago or a few sessions ago. I think it was. Where's the close out on here? Trying to find it. Hold on. I remember it. Yeah, I think it's right here. Hold on. Is this the close? Where's the close? I think it was this day here. I think it was this day here. I think this when the market was like actually rolling over too. I mean, this was definitely a little more was staying of a crazy. I didn't take this, but I remember, I swore I remember seeing that at yes, it was the close. It was the close. But I think that's the one. That had to be the one. Yeah, because I'm like 2 weeks ago. I'm too far behind. Yeah, and I remember it was like last week or so. So that had to be the one. But I just remember that pattern, how this had looked, and how it actually, ended up, having. I mean, if you're able to time something like this, right? I mean, you're looking at a 30-point move. You know, and again, you're not risking much. Right? Even if you buy, 50 shares, 100 shares. I mean, this is $500 risk, but I mean, I'm probably not gonna risk that. Right? Probably $200 at the top of this, because if it gets here, it's probably gonna wick you out anyway. So like, it kind of invalidates right here, right near the close. Right, that's the close of this area if you think about it. Right, if I turn on a line chart, like that's kind of like where it invalidates at. But I'm pretty sure this was I'm pretty sure this was the one that it kind of remind me of, but it doesn't look like. I don't know why. Maybe it was this one. Maybe it's this. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it was this. It was this one right here. And this was last Tuesday. Yeah, so because this is the close right here, right? The close is right here. Yeah, that lines up perfectly. You kind of see it here. Right. So say if this is the close, all right, that's the close right here. Had a crazy dump off, and then it kind of ran right into the red to green spot, and faded off, right? And it got a nice little move, all the way back down. Pretty much just red for the rest of the fucking day, right? It's crazy from 628. Again from 628. Say if you get in right here, 623, right? So you buy 50 shares, right? That's $250. Back down to lows. I mean, it's $30 a buck. I mean, it's $30. Golly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think I found my area of like, I like stocks that move. I like stocks with higher ATR. And I think that's what really helps me. But yeah, today, just really quick, and again, don't plan to be here long. It's about to be 20 minutes. Yeah, I can just kind of, why the fuck they do that? I just saw this little bear flag here. And I thought it was a good risk, a good spot to get in at, right? And like where I got in at, you can see here, I bought it at 12:43.06, right? And I say I don't really like trading during lunch hours. It's actually not my best time to trade, right? So I'm in somewhere around here, right? I'm in somewhere around here. All right, I'm in on this candle because this is the next. This opens up at 12:45. So I'm in this candle right here around, um, right here, 6:59. I'm only risking up to here. I'm only risking that next candle's high. That's all I'm risking. All right, that's all I'm risking. If I get wicked out, all right, fuck, I just lost money. Right? But you gotta think. If I get in right here at 665.90, all right, let's do this again. 665.90. And I'm risking here. I'm risking 100, maybe after slippage, $200. Right? I got that move, and then boom, we got to move down. Now, I don't know why. I'm definitely happy I did what I did. But I only sold 10 shares when I had got this flush. I got this flush and I sold 10 shares, right? I was like, I'm going to lock in some. And I put my stop back at break even and I left it the fuck alone. Right? And by doing that, I was able to sit through here, right? I kept looking at it. I kept checking back and forth, looking at it. Again, I'm in a meeting, so I'm just looking at it. So I got my stop in. It's almost a free trade. I got $60 out of it. I shouldn't really be probably trying to really trade aggressive today. Let's see what happens. And then this motherfucker starts to roll. Right? It just starts to roll. And I'm in this with 90 shares this whole way down. And I ended up walking away with $2,400. Well, shit, damn near $2,500. And I got out somewhere around here. And that was just a crazy move if you think about it. To be able to take 90 shares, from 665, down to here. I mean, how can I even be upset? That was just a sick ass move I was able to capture. Um, and yeah, after that I was done. I didn't trade anything else. That was it. That was the last trade. Flipped my fucking chair back around, got back on my meetings, and called it a day. Yeah, same time tomorrow, folks. Peace. God bless.